Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Games. I'm your host, and Lights Excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir. I'm so happy to be here with you again.
Hello, I'm here. I showed up. I'm ready to podcast. I'm ready to talk about Nintendo because I'm very tired. Not tired, but like there's a lot of negativity around the PlayStation and Xbox stuff going on lately. I'm just ready to not do that right now. So here we are.
And of course, it is his turn, everybody. We have the one, the only, Daniel McGarr. Hello, good sir.
Hey, what's going on? I'm also ready to podcast my heart out. Why not?
Yes, we are all back in the building. Last week, me and Daniel podcast. The week before, Corey and Stephanie podcast. And now we're all back together. So we're going to have a great and interesting episode, everybody, because oh my goodness, some good things happen and some wacky things happen just like at the end of this week. So when we get to family news, get ready. But Daniel, how was your weekend?
It's been good. So I had to work today, but I got through it. Then recorded something with you, recorded something with Boss Rush writer Josh Martinez, which was pretty fun. And yeah, just been kind of cruising along. Think I am not working tomorrow. Gonna record some more things then. So yeah, been pretty good. Can't complain yet.
For your YouTube channel, right?
Yep. So I've been doing a series called 1 Hour Gaming, and Josh joined me, and we played through Lufia.
Ooh.
So if you want to check that out, that'll be out sometime next week, probably Friday.
Cool. Hey, you want to put your YouTube channel in the chat over here, just a link to it, so I can put it in the show notes, so
yeah,
people
sure.
can click on it.
Yes.
Try to make it as easy as possible for people to, get places. People don't feel like typing in full URLs. They don't feel like clicking 500 buttons. They just want to touch one thing and go. People are, all these kids these days. No, I'm just kidding.
The youth, as we call them.
Yeah. The
youngins.
Youth movement.
Yep.
Well, Corey, how was your weekend?
It's going okay. Just working a lot, trying to figure out some things going on, but overall it's okay. My parents came over today. We played outside with the kids. I took a nap, so that was new. And then my wife and I are caught up on Ted Lasso, so it's been a good weekend so far.
Nice.
Okay, good. Well, for me, I had this Saturday off. So, but I did have to go in to work for a little bit because we got truck on Saturday. This is our last Saturday doing truck. They didn't have no males to help with doing the truck, so I had to go in for a little bit. My manager gave me approval for that. But Friday, I had to work at another place that was like 35, close to 40 minutes away from my store. Corey knows about it. I was texting him, and it literally was 11:50 because the place closed at midnight. So it was 11:50, and I'm thinking nobody's gonna be here. And their alcohol sales that I was able to do, they ended up at 12, but like nobody was really buying alcohol. Folks were still coming in, getting like diapers and milk. And I'm like, are you serious? It's 11:50 at night. Some dude came in so he could buy some sunglasses. I'm like, are you serious? You can't put the mugs on. It's pitch black. I
wear my sunglasses at night, Ed. The hit song.
Yeah.
Which version? The original or the Chicago House version?
I don't know. You got too deep with the joke, Ed. It's over.
Well, I had to just add on to the joke because you mentioned that. I'm just like, which version? Because the Chicago House version, everybody now knows that song because of it.
Mm.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can watch you. Oh, that song. I did love it back in the day. No, but yeah, it hit 12 o'clock. We was ready to go. I literally the manager that I barely saw that night was just like, you could leave now. I gotta wait for my Uber. I ran to my car and dipped off. On my way, getting close to get on the highway to get home, a train hit us. And it just started, not meaning that it hit the car or anything, that it slowed traffic down on both sides. They were just
I was
going.
gonna say, you got hit by a train and you didn't
Oh
tell
no.
me?
Oh no. So the train leaves. That was like a 15-minute train because it literally slowed down. The train leaves. I start going. We start going. Traffic moving. It's a roundabout, and I got to go a certain way with the roundabout. That was easy. There's another train track in front of me, and I just passed it. I get to the red light. Dee, 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 dee. There's another train in the back of us that just stopped all that traffic. All the traffic was backed up again, but I was able to go. I was able still to go because I had passed it, got on the highway, and got home. I literally didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was just like,
Wow.
I was out, and I was going to text Corey and be like, "Hey, dude, I'm home," but it was just like already late, and I'm like, he probably did it. He did probably in the bed sleep. So
I wasn't asleep last night. Actually, I was up till like 2 o'clock. Well, I was okay. I was up till 12:30. Whoa, telephone, Hollywood.
right.
Let's guess. Should we do the thing where we try to guess what he's saying when he's talking?
Mm-hmm. Hey Ed, can you come to work right now? A bus just showed up full of people wanting to buy sunglasses.
Good luck and God bless about that. It's 9:30 here in my time. I'm not going to work.
What were we talking about now? I forget. Oh, so I laid down at like 12:30 last night because I was editing. There's a bunch of podcast episodes that I haven't edited for next month, and they needed edited, so I stayed up kind of late doing that. And while they were processing, I went and laid down, and I didn't fall asleep till like 3 o'clock.
Oh wow!
And then I like woke up at like 5:30, and I was like, oh, I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep. You know, when you wake up sometimes and you look at the clock and it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and you know you have to get up at 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and you're just like, I just want to go back to sleep. And then you look at the clock again, and it's like 6 o'clock, and you've literally been laying there for like 2 hours not sleeping, and you're like, oh my god, it's fine though.
Yeah,
it all worked out. I lived.
Yeah, so that was kind of my weekend. Just within 2 days, I had been to two places that I had to go and work at. So now, when I was actually thinking about it, I'm just like, I have been to already 7 stores that I have worked at for my job. I'm like, this is great. Just wonderful. But next week I don't have to, so I am completely relieved for that. So, but that's kind of how my weekend has been going. Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice. I don't know where I was going with that. Never mind. Rewind.
I did watch the PlayStation showcase.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I was angry about it before we started recording, and then I just totally forgot that it happened.
Depressing.
And if you guys haven't watched Corey and Josh Finn, they have a reaction episode to it, so you guys can hear their thoughts about the show. I
think we're gonna do our own reactions though at some point for either expansion pass or like an extra, because I do want other people's opinions. I just Josh was available, so I just asked him to hang out and talk about it for a little bit, so we get at least something up a little bit early. But we'll probably do something for Expansion Pass or on the Boss Rush podcast or something.
Yeah, Daniel, did you watch it?
No, I was following along on Twitter, and it seemed frustrating.
Well,
Yeah.
Before you say something, Corey, can I ask you, Daniel, when you was watching the stuff on Twitter, just the reactions, was there a lot? Because I barely saw anything. I barely saw people talking about anything about the showcase. Like, gays, I mean, most of the talk has been Spider-Man has saved it. And Corey, I know you want to talk about a little bit about Marathon with Bungie and stuff, but like even that didn't do anything, which was actually surprising. Which I had to ask you, Corey, a question about that. But Daniel, what was like just on your social media? What was people saying about it?
It was mostly not even about the games itself. It was about issues with like the release dates. Like, were a lot of release dates not given? They just kind of announced stuff into the void. Is that what happened? Because that's what I was seeing. A ton of people being like super annoyed and like being like, Nintendo always has like pretty decent like release dates.
Yeah. Here are the takeaways, real quick, just from me, just to give you a. So I follow a lot of Xbox people and a lot of Destiny people, right? So, this was kind of the takeaway from it was, boy, PlayStation sure showed a lot of great games I'm going to play on Xbox in the nebulous future, and then Bungie showed a really great trailer for the final shape, like a teaser. And not to bore anybody with Destiny lore or anything, but there's a character in this trailer. It was everybody's favorite character in the series, and arguably still a lot of people's favorite character. That was spoilers, I guess, killed off about 5 years ago in the storyline, and he's in the trailer, and he's apparently a big part of this last expansion for Destiny 2. And then everybody's like, yeah, Marathon looks great, but it's still in pre-alpha, so it's like a 2025 game at the earliest, probably. But Bungie kind of told us that already in their, because they release a news thing every week called This Week at Bungie, and they've already kind of talked about this and stuff. And I think Sony just wanted them to show something to I don't know why, but the concept for Marathon looks cool. It's a first person extraction shooter. So if any of you out there played The Division, think about the Dark Zone portion of The Division, or if you're a PC gamer, Escape from Tarkov is pretty popular extraction shooter. And then the I don't know if it really was or not, but Rainbow Six Extraction, I think, was a light extraction shooter, I would say.
Yeah.
Although there wasn't really a PvP element to it. So,
yeah, because they said Marathon has PvP, right? It's like a PvP.
It's a PvE shooter. So, which, for those who don't know, Marathon was kind of like, back in the early 90s, was Apple's and Bungie's kind of answer to Doom and Castle Wolfenstein. So it was like one of the premier first person shooters at that point, but it wasn't violent or gory, really. It was more cyberpunky, which, if you saw this trailer, just imagine that, but like in original Doom style animation and graphics.
Because I think because there's 2 more games in the Marathon series. I didn't know that it was a trilogy.
There's 3 games. There's Marathon Durandal, and then Marathon, I forget what the last one is called, but then they re-released it on Xbox Live about 10 or 15 years ago at this point, as like a remastered kind of thing. I think all the games are in that set, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'm gonna have to watch a video because I still to this day haven't seen it in action, so I just need to kind of watch
I mean, it's pretty primitive by today's standards, but still pretty cool to, if you're like, especially for like Halo and Destiny nerds like to see where Bungie kind of started. It's kind of neat.
So. Well, this is my question to you, Corey. Do you think that Bungie is Sony's first third party kind of thing? First third party today, everybody knows is that it is under when it's under a first party company, but it's treated as a third party if they release something on another platform. So, and I'm not talking about PC. So, since Marathon is coming out to Xbox, just the way that Destiny is, with the content being kept up.
Well, that was part of the deal.
I'm sorry. I messed up. I said Destiny. I meant the MLB the show. In a sense, where Sony is like the publisher, but the company who's developing is like kind of like the third party when it's on other platforms.
I'm actually going to kind of compare it another way, Ed. It's more like Xbox and Bethesda, where they're kind of separate and they sit side by side, as opposed to Bungie sitting underneath PlayStation. But that was part of the terms of the acquisition agreement, where Bungie has like they're like, we need to stay multi-platform. That's the agreement. We're not an SIE company. We are owned by Sony. We are not a brand under PlayStation. We sit next to PlayStation. Obviously they are a PlayStation studio, but they are not branded PlayStation studios. Just like Bethesda isn't branded Xbox Game Studios, right? They are Bungie. They are just owned by Sony, and they have a partnership, and they have, they're owned, but they don't. They're not going to be branded like Horizon or God of War or something, right? So,
I consider them like second party, like Guerrilla, and
well, that's not second party because Guerrilla is owned by Sony. No. I mean, we're not getting in that conversation because I'm going to fight you 100%. But
I'm just saying, for my definition, for me, and everything.
But there is a true definition to that, and whatever. It's Bungie's games are going to be multi-platform and going forward. So obviously, the future of Destiny, whatever that holds, Marathon. Matter, which was an IP that they trademarked a couple years ago, their hero shooter that they're working on, and then they have a mobile game in development too. So Bungie has a lot going on right now, and plus whatever the future of Destiny is after the final shape, because we don't know, right? We just
because everybody's just like, does this lead to Destiny 3?
Yeah, that's the big question, and we'll know in August. They usually reveal that stuff in August.
Yeah, I have a feeling that D3 probably won't be out to 26. I want to say that's kind of ideally.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure they want people to. They'll have season passes and stuff for the final shape, but I would be shocked if they put out another expansion a year out, because they've been on that since. Since Shadowkeep, they've been on that yearly cadence where they release a new expansion every year. I mean, granted, Beyond Light got delayed by like 3 or 4 months, but other than that, they've been on like a yearly cadence for these expansion release. I would be shocked, because the final shape is the final chapter of the Light and Dark saga. And I think they're going to want people to like let it breathe, and they're going to want to like have some seasonal content to lead up to whatever's next. And it's a whole thing. We don't know, but
not to reveal the character that you were hinting at, but that was the comic relief one, right? And it, it just sounded different when I seen him. I knew what he was. I'm just like, this is the comic relief one, but like, he didn't seem comedic in the way that he was
still. He's still a pretty serious character, and like his lore is like actually really devastatingly sad if you go into the lore behind that character. But
I wonder if the one Destiny content creator who kind of like makes those movies, documentary lore videos. Yeah, I wonder if he has one, because he is so good. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch it.
Dude, he has thousands of Destiny lore videos. You could like stuff that like there's just he does lore on like the most obscure characters and everything. He actually has started like marathon stuff now too, which is pretty interesting. So if you don't know marathon lore, you can check that out too.
So, but yeah, that's just a little bit of our thought. Well, the first part of the show.
I didn't give my thoughts. I was just telling you what I saw online. My thoughts are angry.
Everybody go watch the video. We have had our things, and I just would let everybody know there is a future Jump Off Point episode with me, Sebastian, and Josh Martinez, and we kind of talk our feelings about that, about the PlayStation Showcase. And one of my questions that I asked, and kind of want to hear your guys' thoughts if you care to, or we could do an expression pass on it. Do you think Nintendo's February Direct has put a high bar for what should be shown this year, or as an expectancy for a showcase or state of play or developers direct now with Microsoft? Like, did not Nintendo do too much? Did they reveal a lot that made us really hyper about and had us continue to talk about the show after they were shown? Because that's kind of how it feels now when you look at this showcase, PlayStation Showcase.
I mean, my opinion is that like, and Ed, when we started the show, the show was like, we were scrounging to find games to talk about because Nintendo wasn't putting anything out, right? I mean, we were talking about Zelda, obviously, but like we made a whole show out of Zelda for like the first few months we did the show. And now like Nintendo is putting out because they're not split between two consoles, two development cycles, a console nobody owns, right? Nintendo has the Switch and that's it, and they've been putting games out like every, what I want to say, they've been putting games out like one every quarter, a banger every quarter at least, and that's being kind of modest about it, right? Like PlayStation and Xbox, like Sony's only first party game this year is going to be Spider-Man, right? Like
that's the hint.
Yeah, and like Xbox put out Redfall, and I mean obviously like Starfield and Forza this year, but like we have been kind of, as Nintendo fans, been blessed with first party support, and and also like besides the rare title like Zelda or Metroid Prime 4 or maybe one or two other, like Bayonetta 3, right? Like we've been blessed with here's the announcement, it's out within 6 months type of deal, right? And I mean Fire Emblem was like that, Kirby was like that, Mario was like that, right? Like it's just that's the cadence. And as fans of these other consoles, like if I were to pick one of the other consoles to be like quote unquote the fan of, it would be, I mean, the Xbox is my console of choice. And to watch this, and the person who has the PlayStation 5 to play exclusives on, like I put in the Discord, I'm like, I don't see a reason to even turn my PlayStation on the rest of the year. I really don't. Like, and I know I'm in the minority of Spider-Man, but I didn't really care for the last one. I mean, I'm like, this feels like the Spider-Man game I've been playing for 25 years. I don't know what but yeah, I mean, I was like, where's Uncharted? They totally teased it in that commercial. Where's, Sony Ben's game that they literally tweeted about after or the day of the showcase?
If Days Gone 2 was like announced, it would have been out this month or something.
Well, Days Gone 2 is not happening. They're working on a new IP. But where's Naughty Dog's multiplayer game? Where's the Horizon multiplayer game that's rumored to be in development? Where's Sony Santa Monica's second project? They could have showed anything, Like one more thing,
So
right? Like
I think I
also like Ghost of Tsushima 2. It's been 4 years. Death Stranding 2. They could have shown more of. Right, like it's been 4 years for each of those projects, and the traditional development cycle's like about 5 years. Like where are these projects?
So
And where's
it's. Oh, go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I interrupt. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like, where's your PSVR support? Like, no offense, I like Queen, but Queen DLC for Beat Saber is not going to sell your headset. I mean,
And I posted this, and I said I feel this question I put out, and I think I asked Carpool. I think I might ask Carpool Game. I said, or WSAD. I was just like, do you think this PlayStation Showcase is the equivalent to the Nintendo's Partners Direct? Because that's kind of the idea I was getting, and I'm just like, is this what Sony's going to be doing? Like, most of if it's a lot of the third party and not too much Nintendo, too much, a lot of third party and indies and a little bit of the first party, it's like a Partners Direct focus show.
Ed?
And then the regular Nintendo Direct is where you're going to get a lot of the first party stuff, where it's like State of Play, you'll also get a lot of the first party stuff. Like, I wonder if Sony's going in that route.
Here's the thing. If this was the State of Play, I don't think anybody would have cared, right? I really don't think anybody would have cared if they would have just said, this is a State of Play. Here's some upcoming, third-party games with a focus on Spider-Man. But the fact that they used the term showcase, and the last Sony showcase was pretty much a banger, right? I mean, all things considered. And you come out and have a bunch of games as a service. I mean, they let off with Haven's game, right? Which, whatever. Fair Games with a $ as an S kind of really just like rolled my eyes at that.
That's a generic name.
Here's the thing: like the game sounds okay and looks okay, but like I'm not playing it based on the fact that you use the $ as an S. Like that's just, it's on principle at this point. You showed a bunch of trailers with no gameplay, like the Metal Gear reveal, and, even Matter, like, granted, I knew they weren't going to show gameplay for that because Bungie never shows gameplay, but I was actually shocked that Bungie was even in the showcase. And it's just like, and you show like 10 minutes of Spider-Man, which was like your saving grace that they showed Spider-Man, which we already knew about, and they showed Final Fantasy 16 again, which they just did a half-hour State of Play a month ago on that game. Why would you do the same thing?
Because it's coming out soon, so they got the marketing.
Care. You just did the State of Play. They
pay for the marketing, so they're gonna get their money's worth.
It's ridiculous. Let's see. It's LeBron, Stephanie, and I have a group chat for Boss Rush podcast, and I'm going through I literally sent them probably like a 200-word text about why the State of Play sucked or the showcase sucked. I said, let's see. Where's your first party single player games expect from PlayStation? Where was Last of Us Factions? Where was Uncharted 5 that they literally teased? Sony Ben's new game that they literally tweeted about after the showcase. Where's the Final Fantasy 7 remake part 2? I forget what it's called. I think it's called Rebirth or something. Where's Team Asobi and their Astrobot VR 2 title that they're supposedly working on? Queen DLC for Beat Saber isn't going to sell headsets. The Project Q is DOA in my opinion, which was that dumb streaming only handheld. I'm like, Nintendo called, they want their Wii U gamepad back. You can't fool anybody by chopping a DualSense in half and slapping it on each side.
A question about that: is that all one thing together, or do you have to put something in it?
Yep, it's all
connected, right?
So yeah, I mean, so let's see. I said, where's Team Asobi and their Astrobot VR 2 DLC? The Project Q, which was like their streaming only handheld, looks so dumb. It's so dumb, right? Like it's so stupid. Like it's literally like an Android tablet with a sliced DualSense controller on each half, and
I don't even know when they announced this rumor or anything.
it was a couple months ago. It's been floating
Oh.
around out there, but Sony Santa Monica has a second team working on something. Where was that from Cory Barlog? They have a Twisted Metal game in development. Where was that to coincide with the TV show? Blue Point has teased a ton of projects. Where were those? Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Tsushima 2. It's been 4 years since both of those games. What is Naughty Dog working on? It's been 4 years since The Last of Us, right? I mean, we know they're working on Factions, but like, what's their other project? You know, I had so many questions, and they didn't even they showed so many games as a service, first party games as a service, right? And they didn't even show that like games that people want, like Horizon or Factions. I mean, you could even throw Twisted Metal in there too, right? And
people were mad that they did the Gran Turismo trailer, like the movie trailer. They were just like, "What is this?" I'm like, "They're promoting their movie.
Yeah,
this is Sony. What, you thought they weren't going to do it?"
I know. And then I said, and all the cool stuff they did show or announce had zero gameplay, like the Snake Eater remake, Marathon, Alan Wake 2. Then they spend more time on Final Fantasy 16 and Spider-Man. And, you know, it was just like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. And then Xbox came out with a savage tweet like right after that ended with like a graphic with all the games that are coming to Xbox from the showcase. Mm-hmm. It was like all of them except for Spider-Man and like the
and Helldivers.
Yeah, Helldivers looks cool though. I will give Helldivers their due.
That was a funny trailer. I was just like, okay, I get the Starship Troopers campiness. Mm-hmm. I'm here for that. And never by Nomada Studios. I love to.
I will give Helldivers 2 some credit. They were the shining light in a dark showcase. And it's not like the games themselves were bad that they showed. It's just like you've either already spent a lot of time on these games or the trailers you're showing are no gameplay. And the Bungie stuff aside, which I'm excited for because I'm a Bungie fan, like there was nothing in this showcase for me to think about turning on the PlayStation, right? There's just nothing.
And I'm not going to knock the showcase because I thought it was good. And we're going to get into our Snacktendo section, everybody. But I really felt like I've seen all of this before. These ideas that you are showcasing, I've seen it before. Okay, never. Yes, as much as I love Nomada Studio, I'm just like, okay, this is Spirited Away meets Princess Mononoke. I get the idea. Mm-hmm. I'm here for it though because it's beautiful. I'm not mad at Sword of the Sea. That looks really cool. I'm, Helldivers, like I said, the campiness, I'm here for. But fair game, I've seen that idea done before. Foam Stars, I've seen that idea done before. And I'm not going to mention which name or
Splatoon.
Games.
I will. Splatoon. It's literally Splatoon with foam instead of ink.
Right.
Did you see the memes? Did you see the memes?
No, I have not.
It's the PlayStation 5, right? With a Wii U gamepad with Nintendo crossed out and Sony written in like red pen, and it said, wow. I can't wait to play Square's Splatoon on my Sony Wii U.
Oh no, I just send the PS5U on it.
That's funny. Yeah, that was.
The one samurai game, I'm not going to knock. I'm just like, this is another style of Stellar Blade. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero. I'm like, this is another Stellar Blade game or some Soul Adventure. I'm like, you already got 4 of these in development. Do we really need another one? Yes, it looks cool looking from this developer, but come on now. There was no originality to anything in the showcase. I'm not mad at Bungie I thought the trailer for Destiny was good. Marathon looks once again a beautiful, colorful trailer, but it doesn't offer me anything. No knock to Bungie, y'all are good developers, but y'all need to move past the first person gun stuff. Y'all need to actually literally do something different because
I'm gonna bust your buzz there, Ed, because all 5 games in development from Bungie are shooters. So
and I'm
that's
just
what
like,
they're good at, though. I mean, that's what they're good at. It's like,
that's great, but it's, for me personally, it's boring, and that really just seems to me that you are a one genre talent developer. I'm not saying you're not good at it, but I feel like you are a company who are fearful for stepping out to try something different.
I would argue that point, but I don't have time right now.
But I mean but yeah, it was a good show, but they could have done better. And I understand, I understand the date stuff, but this is the time that you should really be promoting Street Fighter. This is the time you should be promoting Exo Primal, because you are the first company who showed off this game by Capcom. Like, the stuff that's been showed off and that still haven't came out should have been there. We're not going to get Death Stranding 2. It's Kojima. When has he ever released game trailers after announcement? We've been seeing more CGI stuff from him before the game even comes out. We don't see no gameplay until they do a state of play when the game about to come out a month before.
Mm-hmm.
So that expectation, and Bloodborne 2, I know people been one of that. I'm like, From Software is not focused on Bloodborne. They are literally focused on Armored Core 2.
A lot of people think that Blue Point is going to be working on whatever's next for Bloodborne, whether it's a remaster or a... If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushMedia, and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support. Video games. Am I right?
Right.
Yep.
So with that, everybody, it's time for Snacktendo. Daniel, what have you been snacking on?
Ed froze. Nope, there he is.
Oh.
Hi, Ed.
I'm gonna try that again. It's time for Snacktendo. Daniel, what have you been snacking on?
What have I been snacking on? So I looked high and low across the state of Massachusetts. I didn't look that hard, but for those Lay's BLT chips you were talking about last week, and I could not find it. But I had some Wendy's. They have like this pretzel bun burger that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, those are good.
Good in terms of like fast food. Like in the grander scheme of like excellent meals, it's not. But in the fast food world, it's very good. And that's probably one of the more interesting things today. I had a chocolate milkshake earlier today that kind of hit the spot pretty good as well.
Yes.
I enjoy a good milkshake.
Yeah, I very, very rarely get them, but it was just perfect today. It was hot, so perfect.
Nice.
Then nothing else worth sharing.
Well, Corey, what have you been snacking
on? Let's see. I had Chipotle for dinner tonight, and it was very good. I got that new chicken that they're advertising. It was the best Chipotle I've had in a while, so kudos to them. I got that new chicken. I forget what it's called, but it's like kind of spicy. It was very tasty.
Yeah,
with some green peppers and onions and some corn and cheese and rice and a lot of hot salsa. So that's, go ahead.
Oh, they have a new like vinaigrette kind of dressing or like sauce. I like that one that they have.
And then gotta get the chips and corn salsa. Gotta get the chips and salsa. So did that, and then my parents came over today, and they brought they brought like this breakfast platter. I
Mm.
haven't eaten it yet, but I'm gonna eat it in the morning. They brought like bacon and sausage and like egg and cheese quiche, which is like, I don't know why they brought it over, but I was like, okay, neat. I'll eat it, sure, but who knows? Who's to say? Oh man, quiche is good though, man. I love
Yes.
a good egg and cheese quiche with some bacon and sausage.
Yes.
So good.
So good.
Nice.
It was still warm when they brought it over, and I'm like, I kind of want to eat this now, but I just ate breakfast, so I didn't. But it was like warm, and the crust was still like stuck to the pan that they brought it over in. I'm like, gosh, this is like the best time to eat this, and I'm not even hungry.
You should have just been like, I just need to taste test it.
I know. I thought about it, but I didn't.
But okay. Well, for me, since I was at another store yesterday, there was a grocery store that was connected to it. So I went and got some salmon sushi, but it was a California roll salmon sushi. Which was something completely different because I normally don't see anything like that. The spicy sauce that they normally drizzle on the sushi, they put it in a cup. And the cup is those kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but they're like that white thin cup that people put coleslaw in or something. They had a little bit of that in. So I just decided to get it. They had some stuff on the salmon and everything, which it wasn't bad and stuff. I, put the soy sauce and I ate it. But I did see some new snacks at the place that I was working at. Someone brought up some Doritos hot mustard flavor, and I'm like, what the world? I've never. They sometimes some of our stores sometimes sell different items than what we would normally sell at some times. So I seen that. I'm like, if it was Doritos honey mustard, I would get, but it's hot mustard, and I can't do hot mustard. I just my tongue is sensitive. I would say that. But it was kind of like cool seeing some of the snacks that they had there and everything. But that's pretty much all that I snacked on with. Haven't did anything like new or and stuff. So Tuesday is going to be my snack shopping day, so I'll be able to find some new snacks and talk about them in the coming week with that. But everybody, that's going to be it for Snacktendo. It's time for Playing with Power. Corey, what have you been playing with Power?
Zelda really is kind of all of. Well, no, that's a lie. I have been playing Zelda, but I played a lot of stuff with my nephew last weekend. I wasn't on the show last week, so I guess I could talk about that kind of stuff. We played a lot of. My nephews are 8 and 10. And my one nephew came over, and we played some Smash Brothers, which was fun. We played some. What else did we play? We played some. I'm trying to think of what else we played before we get to the big one that we played. What did we play? Shoot, it was something multiplayer that my daughter tried to play, and she was like not having it. So
was it like
we
Fortnite
played some
or Ninja Turtles?
No, they were playing some Pokemon Let's Go together.
Oh, okay.
And then we played some Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which was like kind of fun in a co-op setting. I almost wish they would revisit it and not have like this kind of hardcore RPG system attached to it, but like it was really fun. Like we were playing through, and he was having a blast because he's like obsessed with Miles Morales right now, and I have all the spider people unlocked, and he loves Hulk and all these other characters. So like it was kind of fun to play co-op, and so we did that. And then I've just been playing Zelda. So I've completed 2 dungeons. I'm kind of just like trying to mainline the story stuff because I want to do the exploration on my own time. So that's kind of where I'm at there. But yeah, just that's kind of what I've been playing.
Okay. Daniel, what have you been playing with Power?
So I've been continuing through Breath of the Wild, and I got to the camel ancient beast, and it's I'm on the boss, and the boss is just so fast. Like, I don't know if you guys like recall that at all, but like,
Is that the one that be on the ceiling,
The
zooming
Thunder
around
one.
during the thunder?
yeah, the Thunderblight one.
Oh,
Like,
he's the worst. It's the
like
worst one.
he like one shots me. He one shots me, and I have the double life thing from the Zora, the Zora gift, and he double hits me with that too. So I'm stubborn, so I don't want to have like go back and kind of grind up some extra health and stuff, but it's kind of getting to the point where I can't get like cute with it. It just stinks.
Yeah, it's
But
rough. That's the worst boss fight, I think,
Yeah.
in that entire game.
so hard. But
Oh man, the bosses in Tears of the Kingdom are. I'm not going to spoil any of them, but they are way cooler and way better than the Blight.
Yes.
So that's something to look forward to.
Yes.
Oh man, it's so funny how different Tears of the Kingdom feels from Breath of the Wild, yet super familiar, but also feels way more like a traditional Zelda than maybe it should. Like, it's so weird. It's cool. They like really blended the two together in a nice kind of seamless way. It's really, I don't know, man. I'm really into it. I wish I had more time to play more. I have all my amiibos sitting on my child's desk chair right here on the back because I'm like, I gotta scan them all in. I gotta get all my things.
I have not scanned anything in just yet.
Oh man, you're missing out. It's really helped me out a lot. Dude, I got a plus 68 shield like my 3rd day playing. I'm like,
nice.
Yeah, let's go.
Is that all, Daniel?
I played a little Mario Kart 8 this week.
Another banger.
Tons of fun with that. Like I had said earlier, that I played Lufia for the first time. Seems pretty cool. But that's about it for this week.
Okay. For me, just Tears of the Kingdom, I know I'm going to be. I actually did cut it on my Xbox today. I was trying to see if Ghostwire Tokyo was on sale, and it's not on sale. So I was just like,
it's on Game Pass.
I know. So, but I am going to be turning to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I'm trying to finish that.
Let me know if they patched it where it doesn't crash.
Yeah, I will let you know because I didn't go in to check to see if there's any updates. I still got my Redfall disc in my system, which I need to take out and switch out. I mean, it is what it is.
I know.
So I started. I mean, I went back to Tears of the Kingdom. I got 3 dungeons done. I got just one more to do, but I started exploring. I'm still exploring Hyrule. I haven't gone down into the chasms, and I really haven't did too much exploring up in the sky. But I just been like running into like so many side quests. Today I just got to Terrytown. And I was just like, oh wow, I didn't even think about this place and stuff. So
spoil it if Daniel hasn't gotten there yet in Breath of the Wild.
I have not.
Don't spoil it, Ed.
I'm not.
No,
I'm not going to spoil it.
Go ahead. It's going to be ruined before I get there.
No. You will be literally fine. I'm not going to spoil anything. Because the one that I just visited was just like way off in the map, so I was just like, oh, didn't see that. found so I found the shrine. And you know, Corey, I understand the little hand stuff, the hand enemy and the gloom. I understand what Stephanie was talking about because I was running in a certain area and all of it was like a gloom thing of like 6 hands that came out. I'm like, oh no.
They're fast too. Run away.
Yes. I ran away. When I seen it, I'm just like, oh, that's really just Wind Waker hands in this look and stuff. So, did that. But I got to the shrine, I solved it and everything, and then I looked down, and to my left, it was a 3-headed dragon, but it was a lightning one. So I looked in a different area, hightailed, jumped off, put on my paraglider, had one of my companions come help me, and I dipped. Anytime I see those, I just literally dipped and everything. But yeah, I'm finding so many side quests and definitely going to the stables. Because I'm in one of there's a side quest, Daniel, and it's not so much a sport or anything, but there's some side quests at the horse stables that you'll get to a point that you're able to do and stuff, and they're very interesting if you do them. So I won't say how you get it, but you'll understand why you'd be like, oh, okay, I got it and stuff. So that's pretty much it. I'm just still exploring, still unlocking stuff in the map, and getting ready to do that last dungeon, and stuff. And then when I do the last dungeon, I'm not going to finish the game just yet, because I feel like there's probably some more stuff that I'm gonna need to do and everything. I just literally, I think I just finished the top row of my hearts. So I think I'm gonna start on my bottom one a little bit later. But I'm like, once I get another 4 pieces from the shrines, I'm going to be doing my stamina, because I've been doing heart stamina, and stuff. And if I get a full heart, I mean, there's points where you'll get a full heart. I'll be like, okay, I could go and do my stamina instead since I just got that full heart and everything. So that is pretty much what I have been playing and everything. And with that, everybody, it's time for Femi News. Corey, take it away. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a Marvelous game showcase recently. Marvelous is kind of like a small publisher for those who don't know. But I know Ed's excited for at least one of these, probably more. But on May 26th, publisher Marvelous had a 30-minute presentation that announced new games that are coming in 2023 for Japan, Europe, and the US. They announced and premiered a new Story of Seasons and 2 Rune Factory games. Now, if you're hearing this,
yes,
a magical twirl and a yes in the air. That's Ed reacting with a glee as Daemon X Machina, the Switch console exclusive mech game, is receiving a sequel titled Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion. No gameplay or graphics were shown, nor what platforms it is coming to at this time. The XSEED Games showcase, or the Marvelous Game showcase, is on the XSEED Games YouTube channel. You can check it out. It's very happy for you, Ed. That's all I have to say.
Yes, I want to say something about this one. Is a really good showcase, and people, I know some people are not interested in Marvelous and some of their games, and it is like very Japanese focus in a sense, but they brought out the creators and directors and there is a voice actor that kind of helps narrate it. The CEO and president of Marvelous is also hosting it, and everything. But there's a Rune Factory game that's dealing with dragons and stuff. It's kind of like an action adventure style game. It's really really nice. What I like about this, and I think this is what's when I'm quickly just gonna say this, what the PlayStation Showcase was missing, that when even though they didn't announce some dates, they said diligently under development, meaning that they're working on the game. And if they didn't show anything, they still talked about it, even though they had the title stuff. And then when they about the transition and just to remind everybody about the game, they said diligently under development. So at least yeah, the game is not coming, but they're working on it. And I think that's so cool on how they went about that. The only one that they really didn't give like a date was in the platform was the Daemon X Machina, but and the president said, who was hosted, he said this is the grand finale because he didn't reveal it until it was actually shown and everything. So that one was just like the only one that doesn't have a date or anything, but it was a cool way to end the show and stuff. So I do recommend people just go watch it. It's a good 30-minute presentation and everything. And even if none of those games are for you, it's good to like actually hear and see what they talk about. It was a really good presentation. And I think this was a first for Marvelous. I don't think Marvelous ever did a game showcase. So I probably would have put this like, yeah, this is kind of an E3 style showcase in a sense. And if I had to rate it, I would kind of say it's an A-, really.
Better than the PlayStation Showcase.
100% better.
Seems. Oh man, sorry, that was a low blow, but it's fine. They deserve it. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Daemon X Machina is getting seems like a second life. I wonder if it'll be multi-platform this time. I wonder if it'll even get a Switch release. I'm sure it will.
If it does go multi-platform, yeah, people are hoping it for Switch. I know it would definitely be PC.
Yeah, the last one came to PC also. So
yeah, and I know the PC one was like later on down the line, but I'm glad that it did enough good sales for them to do a part 2. So I am happy for this.
Yeah.
The Daemon X Machina game does look pretty cool. Like I wasn't familiar with it, but I looked it up because I do the homework. Or I try to do the homework for these.
Yeah.
And the mechs look really cool. Like the customization seems pretty cool. So yeah,
there's a demo you can download if you want to try it out.
Try it
controls
out.
My biggest thing with the game was the controls. Overall, they're kind of, but like if you're into mech games, the controls make sense. But if you're not into mech games, then they don't. I guess is what I'm. What the consensus was.
Yeah, and the big thing about it, Daniel, was that they had somebody from Gundam do the mechs. They had someone from Armored Core to help make the game. I think it was 3 or 5 people. Some really big names in the mech industry with anime and games and the artwork and stuff. All of them came together to make this game for me. It was 2018, Corey, I think. 2019.
No, it's part of that big, huge run because it came out in between Fire Emblem and Astral Chain. It was like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Fire Emblem, maybe.
Fire Emblem was July. Astral Chain was August because we had Dragon Quest and some other big games. Link's Awakening was that big September.
Well,
I think the first showing.
My point was that Daemon X Machina was like in that kind of pile of 2019 Switch hits. So,
September was insane.
oh my gosh,
Uh,
that was man.
but I think it was 2018 was his first reveal because I
probably. I don't remember.
Because if it came out of 2019, because I remember it getting delayed and stuff, and everything. But they did put a demo, which was cool. They did a demo and they want to hear feedback, and and with the feedback they delayed it for a bit so they could fix stuff. So that was really cool. But I remember that was I think that because they were showing Smash at the end, but I think that Daemon X Machina was like my game of E3. Like, and me and Corey have a reaction to it. I could not stop talking about that game. Just the trailer looks so good. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so happy that they get a sequel.
So yeah, our next story has to do with the GBA Nintendo Switch Online stuff. Nintendo has updated the Game Boy Advance section of their NSO expansion pack service. Super Mario Advance Collection contains Super Mario Brothers 2 and the classic arcade Mario Brothers, Super Mario World, and Yoshi's Island are all coming in their Game Boy Advance forms. These games offer multiplayer for up to 4 players, new graphics and levels, etc. This is, in my opinion, this is the best way to play Super Mario Bros. 2. This is the worst place to play Yoshi's Island. I think it's the consensus. So, but yeah, I mean, are you guys going to check these out?
I updated for those games to be in. I started part of the Game Boy Advance one of Super Mario Bros. 2, but I have not like got a chance to like really dig in and stuff. I do want to play it because I never got to play it on GBA. And it feels like there's some
I owned for it.
It feels like there's some different stuff to it because there's a point system. There's like certain coins that you get. Like they added more to it, and I got a heart and like grew like it was a mushroom. I'm like, wait a minute, that's weird because they didn't have that in Super Mario Bros. 2. The heart would give you energy, but it would never make you grow or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably check these out eventually. Definitely not near the top of the list. Again, as more of an RPG person, don't generally play that many Mario games, but probably somewhere down the road when I just have some free time to just mess around, I'll check them out.
Have you tried to go to Sun on it, Daniel?
Not on the Switch, no.
Okay.
Originally, yes, of course.
Okay.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, I mean, I like Super Mario Bros. 2. I think that's the best way to play it. So, I'll get around to it at some point. So, the last
before you go on, is that the third version of Super Mario Bros. 2 that's on Switch?
Yeah, because there's one in the Super Mario All Stars that came to Super Nintendo,
and then the NES one is on.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the GBA. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, much improved over the Super Nintendo version, in my opinion. The last that's not it. The last story we have here. Nintendo issues Valve a DMCA for the Dolphin Emulator. So, before I get into this description, the emulator is not illegal. It's the ROMs that are illegal. And so Valve doesn't have to do anything for this. I'm pretty sure. Not a lawyer, everybody. But the ROMs are the illegal part, and Valve does not issue the ROMs. They just issue the emulator. So I'll get into the description now. In March of this year, a team who was behind the GameCube and Wii emulator known as Dolphin was planning to release it on Steam. It is now indefinitely postponed as Valve was sent a DMCA for the unreleased software. The Dolphin team made a statement saying, "It is with much disappointment that we have to announce that the Dolphin on Steam release has been indefinitely postponed. We were notified by Valve that Nintendo has issued a DMCA against Dolphin's Steam page and has removed Dolphin from Steam until the matter is settled. We are currently investigating our options and will have a more in-depth response to the near future. We appreciate your patience in the meantime." Some people are mad as they tweeted their frustration out, but we'll see what happens in the future. So for those who don't know, Dolphin is kind of the premier emulator for, I think they're up to 4K emulation for GameCube, Wii, and they do some Wii U, but that's more CMU, the Wii U emulator. But a lot of people have been contributing to this emulator to get 4K assets and gameplay and 60 frames a second for most games for GameCube and Wii. The games look phenomenal. They look great. But yeah, I mean, I see why Nintendo is upset because obviously they want to protect their IP and they're pretty aggressive towards these types of things. And I'm sure Valve doesn't want to fight Nintendo if they don't have to. So, Daniel, I'm going to go your way first. How do you feel about all this?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, obviously, if they're going to be releasing it on Steam, people are going to be going after the ROMs for it. Like, what else would one be doing with that?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I kind of get going after it, but I don't know. It's so, if everything was just available, we wouldn't even be having this talk.
Yeah.
Like, if they just ported everything from the distant past to the Switch, like bump up their online systems, like we were just talking about, we wouldn't even be doing this because they'd just be there.
Yeah.
So it's like, if they just hurry up and do that, people wouldn't have to go these like kind of janky back route ways to play these things if they were just there.
Yeah,
So
and
just
you know
annoying.
and on previous episodes before you joined the show, Ed and I would talk about how the Super Mario Brothers 35th anniversary collection was less of a product and more of a, hey, let's see if we can get Nintendo 64, GameCube, and Wii emulation working. And for the most part, I think those games work fine. I think that emulation is pretty good. And then later we got the Nintendo 64. I wouldn't be surprised if either way, if they say, no, we're not doing GameCube emulation or we're going to put GameCube on the Switch. Because I think out of all of Nintendo's past generations, the GameCube is the one that's most sought after for some reason. Probably because nobody bought one and they're like, oh, well, it has great games, so we might as well play them. And then you pay like $120 for, that version of Twilight Princess or Wind Waker or, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I know. Mine's in a box over there. By the way, I forgot to talk about this in playing with power. Ed, we'll get your thought in a second. But I bought these plastic protective cases for my Nintendo 64 and GameCube games, just to keep them nice. And
Yes.
I really like how they turned out. So, and I'm not talking about like the clippy plastic cases. I mean, like, you put everything in the box, you kind of unfold this plastic case, you put the whole Nintendo 64 box with the game and everything inside, and then you fold it up, and it just keeps it really nice and clean and pristine and displayable. And it's like, it's turned out really nice.
Nice. Sweet.
Now I'm just trying to get Twilight Princess for GameCube. So,
yes.
Good luck.
Not going through that story again. It breaks my heart. So, anyways, Ed, what's your take on the emulation stuff?
Well, I didn't know Steam was able to put software out, allow people to put software out like that, like emulation and stuff. I'm like,
Oh yeah, there
that,
was a Nintendo 64 emulator on Xbox for a long time.
yeah.
So
But I didn't know that it could be sold. I thought they only could
well,
sell games on Steam.
it's a free download. It's not like they were gonna sell it.
Oh,
It was a free download. So
okay. So I guess like emulation is allowed to be in Steam's market. That was interesting. I know to or B, I should say, when the story broke, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like I definitely seen it on Twitter, but I'm like, Nintendo and Steam, like, or Nintendo and Valve. What the heck? That was just very interesting. So I had to look up on the story for that. I understand why Nintendo did it. You know, I mean, well, first of all, it's their IP and everything, and they consider it if they're not going to do it, anything outside of that is illegal. And so, for they didn't, go after Steam like real hard. It's just issue like, hey, they need to take this down and stuff because what's going to end up happening is that people we feel like are going to be stealing stuff from us and everything. And we don't put our games on Steam. We don't put our games on PC. I mean, people illegally have done it. But it's a Nintendo thing. It's an IP thing. So I don't know why people were mad at Nintendo for doing what they did. I'm like, what gives you the right to justify for Nintendo to allow illegal stuff to happen to their IP? They own it.
yeah.
So yeah, but I'm not mad at Nintendo. I know these people are just the Dolphin team. They work hard and stuff, but I kind of feel like, hey, you guys are smart. You guys are good engineers. I think you could probably do something more productive, with it. Like, heck, if y'all really want to try to do some CDI engineering and try to get that kind of emulated. Because I heard CDI emulation is hard to do.
Yeah, that whole generation though, right? Like this Philips CDI, Sega Saturn emulations apparently really difficult. And like I get it to an extent, right? For like game preservation or games that have never been re-released. And I think past a certain point there's this point where you say, hey, yeah, it's illegal, but it's probably not going to hurt anybody because nobody's doing anything with this IP, right? Like, but at the same time, Nintendo is very like cautious and caring about their IP, and like all these people are showing off their Switch emulation online right now with Zelda, and they were definitely doing it when Metroid came out, and I was like, this is the emulation that's got to go, right? Like, I get it, you want to play your game at 60 frames a second in 4K with ray tracing and whatever, but like that's not what Nintendo's offering. They're offering you the game right now for $60 or $70, and you're gonna go steal it because you don't like the way it looks on your Switch. Like, and there's people within Boss Rush that do that too. I'm not gonna say any names, but like, don't do that. It's wrong. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay, if you want to play, Mother 3 because it's never been released here and you want to emulate it, yeah, okay. But Metroid Dread and Tears of the Kingdom you're going to emulate because you don't want to spend $60, go. I have choice words for you that I'm not going to say because we try not to use that language on this show. So
you can
naughty. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say, Dave?
I didn't know you could emulate Switch yet.
Yeah, it's like the emulation's really good, and that's why Nintendo's apparently moving up the release date for their console because of security, not because they need one. It's because
interesting.
The system. If you have like a launch Switch and reset it to factory defaults and dump your ROMs from that, Like you can emulate any game is like perfectly preserved when you dump it.
Wow, that's fascinating. I hadn't read that or seen it.
Yeah, some people have gotten Metroid Dread to run at 120 frames a second in 4K and added ray tracing to it. Like, it's
That's cool.
Granted, the emulation is incredible, and a lot of people have been, especially for Breath of the Wild, have been emulating the Wii U version because it's just way easier to do than Switch emulation. But people who know how to do Switch emulation have been getting it pretty, way better than the Switch offers in terms of looks and stuff. But still, it's like, come on, guys, come on, it's ridiculous. You pay $2,000-$3,000 for these mega PCs, and you don't want to pay for your games. That's stupid. You're an idiot.
Fascinating.
Somebody's going to get mad at me for that. That's fine.
Yeah, but that's my thoughts.
And that doesn't just go for Nintendo either, right? That goes for any console, right?
No, that goes for Nintendo because I don't know who's emulating or studying anything for Sony and Microsoft.
Oh, people are emulating trying to get PlayStation 3 emulation. Like it's getting pretty good actually, just because like all those games are stuck there,
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Sony has released most of them in other capacities, but like there's games on there that are pretty good that are stuck there, like Infamous and all the Killzone games and Resistance and the Ratchet and Clank games. Like there's a lot of games on there that are still, stuck there, and Sony won't re-release them in any fashion. So, anyways, let's get to Pack Watch. There's only one kind of major game this week, the Etrian Odyssey Origins Collection. What a brave move to release that in the same month that Zelda came out.
Mm-hmm.
Explore the rich beginnings of this RPG franchise with remasters of the 3 timeless adventures that inspired players to go on a journey of discovery, mapping deep dungeons, and building customized parties for exploring and engaging in tactical combat. Play as the leader of a guild of adventurers searching for rare treasures and secrets within the depths of a vast, sprawling labyrinth. Traverse and draw a map of the environment while encouraging enemies large and small in turn-based combat. Then return to town to rest, sell materials for better equipment, and manage your party, selecting from a collection of heroes to build the right team for the job. Etrian Odyssey Origins. Dan, you're an RPG
funny
guy.
thing, everybody.
What were you saying? What were you saying, Ed?
Oh, I was just going to say, just to let everybody know, the collection is $79.99. So just be aware of that.
Yeah. But you save $40 if you buy them all at once because they're $40 a piece. So
buy 2 get 1 free.
Yeah.
Woo.
Dan, you're the RPG guy here. You ever play Etrian Odyssey?
No, and just looking it up, I'm not sure it would quite be my cup of tea, but could surprise me, I suppose. It almost looks like a souped up RPG Maker.
It's kind of it's kind of in the realm of Phantasy Star on the Sega Master System.
Yeah.
Gross. Phantasy Star.
Where you had to really like make your own map for the dungeon.
Oh yeah. Interesting.
Good times.
Could be like a sleeper good one.
It's popular. It was since it's an Atlas game. Since Atlas did all the releases, it's just Sega now is publishing it because they're under. That's what Atlas is under. I think they had limited physicals when it came out, but I know it was a big download game and everything.
Some of the characters look cool. Some
yeah,
interesting designs going on.
I think all of them came out on 3DS. I think.
There's a few on 3DS. I don't know how many or which ones or anything, but they were pretty big DS and 3DS games. So
Yeah, because Nintendo, they was like always in like a Nintendo Direct. Like Nintendo really highlighted those games.
yeah, people like them. So
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get into Game Fact Advance, everybody. With a new story of seasons in development, the former name Harvest Moon has been going since June 17th, 1997 in the US. The surprise fact with this series is that it has been on 5 consoles: Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii, and Switch, and 5 handhelds: Game Boy, Game Boy Color, GBA, DS, 3DS. Wii U is the only platform it was never released on.
And I didn't add the NES or the Retro Boy because the series wasn't out at that time.
Yeah. Also, fun fact: the reason why they changed it to Story of Seasons is because another company owns the name Harvest Moon and tried to make their own farming sim that is not as good. So if you want "quote unquote" real Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons is your Harvest Moon. So
that story is so crazy.
It's fun. Good stories, good times.
Not so many. What's the wrestling game?
I don't know. How do we get to wrestling? We were talking about farming.
Right, Natsume made a wrestling game for Super Nintendo, so that's why.
You're asking the wrong person here.
I have to ask Josh Martinez. He would know.
Yeah, ask Josh. I don't know. Ask Josh. Why are you asking me? You know me, Ed. You shouldn't be asking me questions.
I have to. Fire Pro Wrestling. That's what it was.
Oh, I guess I probably could have come up with that, but I didn't. So, fail, I guess.
Weird.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all the notes.
Okay. Well, everybody, that is going to be it for this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. I hope you all had a great Memorial Day. We will be celebrating. By the time you guys see this, we would have already celebrated in our own way. But with that, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on Nintendo Pow Block. Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
Bye.
Goodbye.
Nintendo Pow Block is a product of Boss Rush Media, LLC, and is recorded from our headquarters in Akron, Ohio. The show is hosted by me, Edward Varnell. My co-hosts are Corey Dirrig and Cordy Yikes. You can find Corey at I Am Corey in HD on Twitter and Instagram, as well as hosting the Boss Rush Podcast and Tower Casuals, the Destiny Podcast. You can find Cordy at Cordy_Yikes on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me at That Richard Cole on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Nintendo Pow Block on all social media platforms at Pow Block Podcast. You can also follow Boss Rush Media and Boss Rush Network on all major social media platforms. Join the Boss Rush Network Discord and Facebook groups to interact with other friends and fans. Visit bossrush.net for more great content and patreon.com/bossrushmedia to learn how you can support this show. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.